Morning, gang. It's Tuesday the 27th of October, 2020. A warm welcome along on this rather wet Chapel Hill at this rather wet Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire for this morning's United Kingdom talk. How are you today? Yes, it's a bit dampish and hang on, let me listen. Yes, the rain's coming down at the moment. We're in for a little bit of rain today. Oh, never mind, dear. But more importantly, what an awful picture that I used for this morning's thumbnail on YouTube, don't you think? Now, the thumbnail, what is a thumbnail? The thumbnail is the little picture that I used to advertise today's show before it starts. Used to be just a picture of me, but it was informed to me by my brother-in-law that that was a bit boring. Seeing the same picture of me every day, well, not the same picture of me, but a picture of me every day, apparently was a bit boring to YouTube people that were looking at YouTube for things to watch when it's all the same picture, well, all similar pictures of me. I mean, I'll be honest with you. You know, I've looked at pictures of me, and I think the same possibly could be said of Adam the plumber, who's looked at various pictures of me, and most of you watching this morning. People like Mark Bowles, Peter Wright, Mick Davenport, Jason Hughes. Those sort of people can't get enough pictures of me to look at. So I don't know where he's coming from, to be honest. And there's nothing better than I like to flick through pictures on the internet of me. Flick, flick, flick. But there you go, that's what he said. So that's why you get a little picture, different picture every morning, which takes a great deal of time to do. Oh yes, that's the very last thing I do when I prepare a show in the morning. The very last... I think someone just shot at me. No bullet, no bullet. That's the very last thing to do. After I've put all the show together, I look at all the stories and I think, what would make a good picture this morning? And immediately I think of one thing, another picture of me. But no, apparently no, I'm not supposed to use it. I don't know why I don't bring out a list of rule books. Martin's YouTube rule books. Godfather of that. He really is. You look at the setup. Look at the setup here. Look. Nice jacket, shirt. We talked about this the other day, didn't we? You know, we may not have the most viewers on this programme, right? But this is definitely the Waitrose. This is definitely the Claridges. The Claridges of YouTube, don't you think? The other day we were comparing it to supermarkets, this programme, whereas this would be like the Waitrose of YouTube. And then Martin fires up in the chat box, doesn't he, my brother-in-law? Well, if you're the Waitrose, I'm the Harrods. I don't think so, darling. Not appearing in a black vest outside a dirty old wooden shed where you do all that fixing stuff. Huh? This is the Waitrose of YouTube. Martin will probably be the Tesco's of YouTube. Along with my nephew, the Tesco's of YouTube, possibly the Sainsbury's of YouTube. Other people would be the Audi of YouTube, wouldn't it? Is George Bond with us this morning? I don't know. Have you bought a new bed yet, George? You can pay on terms. Don't buy a cheap bed, I'm telling you now. And similarly, you could also compare this programme perhaps to a hotel, couldn't you? Whereas this, the Claridges of YouTube. Yes, the Claridges of YouTube. Whereas Martin's show, the Travel Lodge of YouTube. I think that's fair comment. I'm sorry. Oh, we may only have a handful of viewers. Have we got even a handful this morning? I don't know. A handful of viewers. Eh? I don't know. Anyway, that's where we are there. In the Daily Mirror this morning, the picture that I used to advertise the show. And I'm sorry, is there anything nice? Look, oh, hang on a minute. Is there anything nice looking at that? That is the worst, one of the worst arses I've ever seen in my life. It really is. Some old piece of baggage. Can you see that little mobile phone in there? What she's done. God knows why anyone looks at that. Come on, boys. My bum's better than that, isn't it? Sadly, I regrettably didn't take a photo of my bum this morning. Regrettably. I mean, it's just vile. I'm sorry, ladies. It's absolutely vile. Look at it. It's all sort of childbearing-like, isn't it? It's not attractive to me at all. It really isn't. What I really should have done is got a back view of, I don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo in his football shorts and put that up for us to compare. I'm sure you'd agree with me. I don't know anyone that doesn't ever agree with me. In the Daily Mirror this morning, Alexis Morgan, that's her name. Alexis Morgan, obviously named after that excellent character in the TV programme Dynasty. Da, 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 da. If you don't know what this is, you weren't a viewer. I'm not explaining it, dear. It was like the sort of answer, another TV station's answer to Dallas. Not quite as good, but it was very close to it. Alexis Morgan recorded how many people stared at her bum. Let's have another look at it. Oh, I feel it. I feel physically sick looking at that. How can anyone like the look of that? Awful. And look at the trousers. Look at the trousers. You couldn't make it up, could you? Awful. Just dreadful. Anyway, this woman stuck a mobile phone in her pocket, in her back pocket. She wanted to record how many people stared at her bum as she walked around in Florida. Morning to Chris Woodhouse this morning. Morning, Chris Woodhouse. Just texting in there. And the video captured lots of unsuspecting people checking her out. Yeah, checking her out and possibly rushing to the toilet afterwards and being sick. Footage gathered by model Alexis Morgan, 24. Oh, I'm young and pretty, so everyone's looking at me. You know, one of those sort of things. And everyone knows they're not looking at you, my darling. They're looking at me. Looking at me at this very moment. They're looking at me. Not you, me. Footage gathered by model Alexis Morgan, 24, catches a number of men taking a look as she strolls past. I get that a lot. It's embarrassing sometimes. Yeah, I'm just out for my walk along by the river or something. I don't usually see people, but, sometimes I might see one or two people. And I'll walk past and I always nod, always say good morning to them. Up here in Lincolnshire, you say hello to someone, they all say hello back. Doesn't happen down south. Sometimes you're, morning, morning, hello, good morning. Oh, good morning. I force them to say hello to me. Miserable, miserable people walking around, don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to break into, a 20-minute conversation. And you can imagine me in a conversation, can't you, with someone? I probably wouldn't be able to get a word in edgeways. I force them to say hello. And you can see them. And as I walk past, they walk past, and we've passed now, right? Then I'll look back, and I often catch them looking back around, trying to get a little glimpse of my pert bottom as I wander along on one of my exercising routines. Very disappointed to tell you, I only managed 6,500 steps yesterday, but more about that later on. I can't give it to you all at once, dear. You'll have to wait. Good morning to those of you in the chat box. Just remember, boys and girls, I don't refer to the chat box while the show's on anymore. It's got too busy on there. So if you want to contact the show direct, send us a text, top left-hand corner, 07551 259 675, or you can always send an email. Two choices. You see? I've practically given everything to you for nothing. God's sake, man. Anyway, at the beginning of the clip, she explains, I'm going to see how many stares my booty gets. Well, not from me, darling. You want to go down the gym with that arse. Awful. Before tucking the phone into her back pocket. The compilation video shows several men turning their... There must have been blind people, that's all I can say. The compilation video shows several men turning around to gawp in her direction as Alexis strolls through a supermarket and past a bar filled with drinkers. Perverts. That's what they are. Perverts. The women on this, watching this programme now, have got a far better arse than that one in the picture I showed you a moment ago. No, I'm not showing it to you again. Much better than that. Oh, I'm young and pretty, so everyone's looking at me. No, they're not. No, they're not. The trend to film how many people are caught on camera staring from a phone in the back pocket originated on TikTok. I think this is something I could do. I think I might do that. Stick a phone in my back pocket and watch how many people are looking at me. The model shared the video on her Instagram, where she has more than 4 million followers. Now, it doesn't mean you've got a nice arse, darling. It just means lots of people are desperate and they think they got a chance with you, my love. Looking at your pictures, I think they would have. Did you ever say a no to anyone, dear? People were left in stitches by some of the hilarious reactions. People were left in stitches by some of the hilarious reactions she caught on camera, with one man caught grinning in appreciation. While two drinkers appear to follow her with a lingering eye as she walks past a sports bar. The model edited the clip to add a voiceover to each man she caught looking in her direction. Which reaction was your favourite? Alexa asks on her little Instagram thing. One person wrote, I'm crying the last one. He almost broke his neck. Another agreed, it was the last one for me. Dude, must be American, dear. Dude turned his head a whole 180 degrees just to see. Oh, I think she's making it all up. I reckon she asked people to look around and film that like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure that was the case. Oh, it's a horrible bum, isn't it? Anyway, gang, once again, a very good morning to you. Can I ask a question here? Do you think it's okay to reuse toilet wipes? Now, don't get me wrong here. Obviously, if you use a dampened toilet wipe, it just occurred to me the other day that we might be wasting some of these when they could be reused. So if you use a moistened toilet paper and it's dirty, okay, you chuck it away, right? But what if you use it and then you look and it's still clean? Is it okay to put back in the packet for the next person, do you think? It's not dirty. How does that work for you? You just remember that. If you ever come round to my house or caravan and you see that little packet of moistened toilet tissue sitting at the bottom of the toilet, just remember that, gang. There might be a used one in there, all right? Good morning to Paul in Cornwall. Morning to you. Have a good dream. I think you mean, do you mean have a good day? And how is Captain Cook doing today? I have no idea. He's not a friend of mine, Paul. I don't know Captain Cook, I'm afraid. Is he a friend of yours? Is he the one that discovered Australia? I don't know. Michael Pullman would know that, wouldn't he? Oh, dear. Good morning to Denise. Morning to Denise. She's just emailed the show in. And she writes, space on the fridge is waiting. I'm pleased to hear that, Denise. Denise won our fridge magnet yesterday, gang. And that is now awaiting. She's made a space on the fridge for the fridge magnet. I'm very pleased to hear about that. I had a lovely day yesterday. I've still heard nothing from the estate agent at the moment, boys and girls, about this house that I put an offer in for. It's the most bizarre thing, isn't it? It's not that he hasn't answered the estate agent. They can't get hold of him. They've left messages on the phone. She sent an email on Saturday and they've heard nothing from him. Now, it's possible that he wanted to take the house off the market. I knew he had 2 houses, and the reason he was selling one was because, of course, you got double bills. You know, you may not be eating at both properties at the same time, this, that, and the other, but you have twice the amount of council tax to pay, even if it's empty these days. If you've got 2 properties and one's empty, I don't think you get a discount anymore. You've got to pay the full whack, which is the same for landlords as well. I'm sure that's the case now. You used to get a discount if there was no one there, but I think that's changed now. And it may be that he's decided to keep that one and will sell the other one, but no one knows. He's just not contacted the estate agent at all. Isn't that odd? Drove past it last night, actually, this little place. Shouldn't have done that, really, because it makes you like it even more. Thimbleby, it's called. It's in Thimbleby, this place. It's a lovely little place, it is. Anyway, so nothing from the estate agents yet. I'm glad to tell you the money man has now received my forms in the post, a second lot, because he lost the last lot, and he's looking over those either today or over the next few days, and he can tell me exactly what I can and can't do. So looking forward to that. I had a really wonderful day yesterday at my nephew's house. Went round there with the 2 children to do carving out on pumpkins. You know, this is something I have never ever done. Carving out pumpkins, really. And so you got the pumpkin. If you've never done it, it was. You see, when we were children, we didn't do that sort of thing. Halloween was not really done. Not really. 1 or 2 people had a pumpkin or 2, or you might. I don't know. Really, you might have a horror film on the telly, but we certainly never decorated the house in all sorts of, special Halloween lights and this, that and the other. No pumpkins, really. Didn't go dressing up and doing trick-or-treating. That's a fairly recent thing in the last, 15 to 20 years, I suppose. And it's good fun. And we're in the living room. We've got these great big pumpkins, cutting the top off. I cut the tops off for the children. Apparently I didn't make the hole big enough, which made it really difficult. You have to put a spoon inside. And honestly, you cut the top off, they stink, these things. Or they're awful. It smelt the same. I would liken it, I would assume, to perhaps Gemma Collins removing her knickers, and that smell that must come from underneath there. It was just like that, cutting the top of a pumpkin. Disgusting things. Right? And then you get a spoon inside and start scraping away. Oh, it's horrible. It's really horrible. And then you have to put your hand in and pull all. Oh, it must be like gutting a chicken without a heart and lungs. And you pull all this stuff out. Well, I mean, great niece Eva and great nephew Harry, they were loving it. They were absolutely loving it. But I don't think I'll be doing that again. I'm quite happy to stand there and watch. Stacey, my nephew's wife, found it a bit odd that my pumpkin had a smiling face on it. She said, "Why has it got a smiley face?" "Well, because I'm a happy person. Didn't you know that, dear?" Because I'm a happy person. That's why it had a smiley face. So we carried on doing that. I really thought putting your hand in and pulling that stuff out was just disgusting. And the noise, squelching noise. Oh, no. Now, there's carrier bag full of all these seeds, and great niece Evie quite rightly pointed out that if you plant some of the seeds, you'd probably get more pumpkins. I said, yes. I said to her, that's the same with all fruit and veg. I made sure they were careful with the knife. I was trying to explain to them that, when you're cutting something, always have your hand behind the sharp bit. So if the sharp bit's there, put it here. Because if it slips, whoo, bye-bye hand. You'll need a new hand, just like Captain Hook. Aye, aye, my Jim lads. Dreadful. And we had some dinner, pasta. She cooked us some pasta, absolutely delicious. Then we carried on doing that. And that was it, really. Now, I do have a video, not today. There is a video. Now, it's quite long, okay? It's got to be between 15 and half an hour long, this particular video. We literally just put the video at the front and left it running. There was a little break for some lunch, so we did that. But I left to go and have a sleep before they created their Halloween garden out the front of the house. So I'm going to go back up there probably this morning. I'm going to go for a nice long walk this morning. So what I'll probably do, there's a forest, a plantation near my nephew's house. And I've only ever been in there once, which was about 15 years ago. 10 to 15 years ago, I went in there when I was doing my jogging, you see, when I used to be jogging. Well, I don't do jogging anymore because it mucked up my knees a bit. So I think probably what I'll do is go for a walk in the forest today. And while I'm up there, I'll capture the Halloween garden that the children have created. And I'll put all that together and I'll upload that as a separate video today, okay? So you'll find that on this YouTube channel that you're watching this on. And it'll come up as another video probably late this afternoon. All right? Most of it's put together. There's no narration or anything like that. It's literally a camera put in front there, me and the two children. Some of it's quite funny. And you see the mess. The odd thing is the children didn't really make that mess. It was me. But never mind. So that was that. And talking of Halloween, you may have children yourself or great nieces and nephews, grandchildren, whatever. Can they do Halloween this year? In the Sun this morning, it says, Halloween is back on for millions of fun-starved children. It's fun-starved children. Not my nieces and nephews. Not my great nieces and nephews. It's fun all the time when Uncle Chris is there. Yes. Did I mention the sweets that came out yesterday? No, they weren't mine. They were great niece Evie's. She comes in with this great big bag of celebration sweets. Puts them all out. What one do you want, Uncle Chris? Do you want the Mars bar, the Milky Way? She put a long list of them. Which ones do you want? I said, I'll have one of each. And I took them all quickly. And I left the Snickers. Who wants the Snickers? Nobody wants the Snickers. Take those nasty things away. Little peanuts. Besides, we don't like the name. We want to be called to Marathon, please. They're not Snickers. They are Marathon. Snickers. Why have I got another microphone switched up there? Oh, it's not a microphone, sorry. I wondered why I had two faders up there. Got a little device here that all the sound comes into and mixes and then comes to you see. No one wants the Snickers. Daddy, do you want the Snickers? He said no. Mummy, do you want the Snickers? No, I didn't want it, neither did the kids. Chuck them away. Send them over to America. They want it to be called Snickers. Put them in an envelope. Send them all over there. We don't want them. Thank you very much. Nasty things. Anyway, in the Sun, Halloween is back on for millions of fun-starved children. Downing Street, we bow down in its holy name. Downing Street gave Saturday's trick-or-treat outings the nod. If you are in tiers 1 and 2. Do you know what that means? Nope, me neither. Does that mean if you're on the first or second floor of the block of flats? Is that what it means? As long as COVID-19 lockdown laws are followed, including the rule of 6. I think that's, you're not allowed to mix with 6 people at the same time. It's all very confusing. I don't know where we're going with all this. Very, very strange. There had been fears the pandemic's strict lockdown rules would kill Halloween. However, Downing Street indicated children living in tiers 1 and 2 areas can take part in the ghoulish... Oh, we want music here. Could take part in the ghoulish activities. Yes, you'll be able to carry on with it. Killjoy bosses, however, in tier 3 areas told parents not to venture out, and they even warned police people will be out to catch those flouting their orders on Saturday evening. Yes, watch out. Don't go out if you're in a tier 3. Very dangerous. The Prime Minister's spokesman said the rules are there for all circumstances, and people will have to use their common sense. Well, I don't hold out much hope for that, really. Common sense. Do people actually have common sense anymore. No, they have to be told what to do. You have to be told what to do. So many people now, one or two of us have common sense. There is even, believe it or not, and I know you'll find this hard to believe, there are even people in this chat box now with common sense. It's hard to find them, but if you look around in the chat box now, you will find one or two with common sense. But generally, people these days, the general public, are completely, totally and utterly thick in that they have to be told exactly what to do and where to do it. Otherwise, they can't cope and they get anxiety. Isn't that awful? Just dreadful. Thank you, Gary. I left the echo on there for extra effect, by the way, boys and girls. The Prime Minister's spokesman said the rules are all there for all circumstances and people will have to use their common sense in ensuring they are following the rules. But he declined to say that families across the country should shun the traditional fun. And Ian Duncan-Smith, former Tory leader, said the tendency right now is for us to dwell on the misery and the problems. Oh, well, you've only got to turn on breakfast time for that every morning. Misery and problems all the time. Aggressive interviewing. Not as bad as Piers Morgan, though. Poor old soul, dear. Do you think he's got something wrong with his head? He doesn't seem to have a volume button on his voice, does he? He just shouts and shouts and shouts all the time. He goes on to say, that's the lovely Ian Duncan-Smith. Have you still got your benefits, everyone? Good, good, good. But it's nice to know children will get at least one evening where they can have fun. I am glad for them. Now, I would highly recommend, if you get quite serious now, highly recommend if you're going to take your children out doing the trick or treating, take some of that antivirus spray with you. Why do we need antivirus spray when we're out? Whenever, just spray something that you might think might have been infected, right? I would start, if you're going to have children knocking at my door here for sweets and things like that, right? I would start before the children leave the house by spraying the little gits. Psst. They're the ones carrying the damn stuff. It's not coming out of my caravan, dear. Oh. Do you know, I might today, what's the date today? The 27th, 28th, I've got a couple of days to do this. What I might do is pop down to our local supermarket here. It'll have to be Sainsbury's or the Co-op, the Cooperative Retail Society to give its correct name, Lincolnshire branch. I might go out and get some cling film, right? And what I could do is cling film in the front of my door so that when evil demons and devils disguised as children knock on my door, because I haven't got a bell here, so they have to knock. Let me do it again. I open my door, and between me and the demons and the devils and the hobnobs, or hobgoblins, and the hobgoblins, and the ghosts and the witches and the elves. Hang on a minute, are they Christmas? Elves. They're busy, aren't they? They do Halloween and Christmas, don't they? Such busy little things. When they're standing outside my front door, I'll open the door and there will be a thin piece of plastic between us. Yes, perhaps I could somehow, and I'm very good at DIY, as you well know, somehow I could attach a roll of cling film at the top there. So chill, because you'd never get one lot, do you? Oh my God. As soon as you give, it's like they go and tell all their mates. As soon as you give one lot of children a sweet, and no sooner you close the door and it goes again. They've gone and told the next lot of children who are queuing up to knock at my door for free sweeties. But you can't use that same piece of plastic because that lot might infect the next lot. So I could have some sort of roll over the top of my door, right? And a small sign out there for parents to read. Please remove plastic on exiting. Well, you wouldn't have come in. You would have just... I'm not having you in here. Dusty children. Virus bit... Achoo, achoo, achoo. All over my caravan. Then I'll touch something and I'll go... Then I'll have the oxygen mask on and I'll be in that bed, won't I? I'll be in one of those beds. In the hospital. Intensive care unit. No one wants to be in there. I'm telling you that now. But yes, so trick or treat, please. And what I'll do is I'll just turn around and face the other way. Turn around and face the other way. And children will turn around and face it. And I'll just open it a little bit at the bottom, shove a couple of sweets out and quickly close it again. And then, there you go, cheers, and quickly close the door. And then from behind the door, I will shout to them, please take down the piece of plastic. And then they will remove the plastic themselves that they have breathed all over. Achoo, achoo. Sweets, please, sweets, please. They can take the plastic away themselves. I'll close the door. And when I've finished, I don't have a camera here. So, oh, yes, I do. I have one up there. I'll watch them on the camera. And when they've walked off, I'll quickly pull down another piece of plastic, attach it at the bottom, ready for the next lot of scallywags. Yes, that's the way to do it. Got to protect ourselves. It's the little ones, dear. It's the little ones. Achoo, achoo, achoo. All over the place. Ghastly. What a frightening experience it is. It really is. It says here, 6 existing restrictions mean people can meet in groups of 6 outdoors, tier 1 and 2, but harsher rules. Harsh, boys and girls. Harsh. Well, I mean, they say it's harsh. Nothing is harsher than Mandy Davenport on this channel when you've been very bad. Don't muck around with our Mandy, sunshine. Very dangerous. This has led to confusion, as homes with front doors opening onto the street may be allowed... This is so complicated. This has led to confusion. Harsher rules in Tier 3, which includes certain areas, prevents households mixing in a garden. Right. Why is that confusing? Well, it goes on. This has led to confusion, as homes with front doors opening onto the street may be allowed to have trick-or-treaters, while those with a front garden may be banned, as it would be classified as a private outdoor space. Now, this is where the stupidity comes into it, doesn't it? How can you have to ask if people are not allowed to mix in a garden and you have people turn up at your front door and there's no garden? Is that okay? Oh, God. Oh, God. Stupid people. Many councils under the harshest restrictions have taken matters into their own hands and had issued a blanket ban on trick-or-treating. Why should those little people not have their fun? Without sneezing, preferably. How about if each child is given a thick plastic bag to sit in, and then the parents could carry them, you know, in these large bags, place them outside of your house, right, and ring the doorbell. Ding dong. Or knock at the door if you don't have one, like me here. You'd open the door, there we are. Extra protection. Children already sealed in plastic bags and a piece of cellophane in front of you. What's that called? You know, the cling film in front of you. Double protection. I think that's an excellent idea. Lancashire Police, here we go. Lancashire Police will continue to take a common sense and proportionate approach to the enforcement of COVID rules. Well, that sounds fair enough, doesn't it? Council in South Yorkshire are telling children to stay at home, while local officers saying they will ramp up patrols on Halloween and bonfire night. I would say, though, and it does involve, I think, a lot of common sense doing that sort of thing. If you're going to ring someone's doorbell, I'd use a stick or something, you know, because think about it, you know, this virus is on surfaces and things like that. So hundreds of people probably have pushed that bell. I very much doubt many people are like me and spray your door or everything now and again to kill anything on it. So I'd take perhaps a bamboo stick or something. If you are going with your children trick-or-treating, use a stick or something like that to push the bell, and then stand well back. You don't know if that person's in there, quite alone from the blooming COVID. Always make sure you're with children, parents, wouldn't you? Don't let them go out on their own, for God's sake. You don't know whose bell they're ringing there. Dragged inside like Hansel and Gretel. Yes. And then your children will be dragged in and placed in an oven and eaten. Yes, be very, very aware. Be very, very aware. Okay, good morning to Chris Woodhouse, who's sending me pictures of cakes today. Ah, yes. I know, Chris. It's your birthday today, isn't it? Is it your birthday today? I think it is. Chris Woodhouse is 58, isn't he? And you're not the only birthday today, are you? Because I remember from yesterday. I'm glad you mentioned birthdays. I remember yesterday, Chris. Yesterday was our Sherry's birthday. Is probably with us this morning. Good morning, Sherry. So we have 2 live viewers' birthday today. And we always give them a little bit of extra attention, boys and girls, when it's their birthday. So happy birthday today to Chris Cross and Sherry together. You share the same birthday, Chris. Ready? After 3, everyone. Let's sing to these 2 delightful, non-disruptive people. That's Sherry and Chris, non-disruptive people to this channel. Mind you, no one's a disruptive person anymore, are you? Because I don't let you. Are you ready? Here we go. Chris and Sherry, okay? Chris and Sherry. Sing along, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Chris and Sherry. Happy birthday to you. Have a nice birthday, you two. Birthday time. Sherry never gets older than 21. We know that. I've got a picture here of Sherry. Here we go. For her birthday. There we are. Look at her. Ain't she beautiful? Look at those beautiful roses. Beautiful red roses. That looks nice there, doesn't it, eh? Thanks very much for that, Sherry. Got a couple of pictures from John Parrish as well coming up shortly, boys and girls. And Chris today is 58 years old. Slightly older than me, only by about, I don't know, what is it? October, November, December, January. About 4 months. Chris is just a little bit older than me, but happy birthday. Got a bit of a problem with his ear holes at the moment. So he's got to go to ENT, Ear, Nose and Throat Hospital. Good luck with that, Chris. And happy birthday to you both, my darlings. Thank you, Chris. There's Sherry there. Thanks again for the birthday greetings. I'll tell you what, I think, Sherry, you are the first ever person to get happy birthday sung to you 2 days in a row. Twice is better than once. Twice is better than once, unless you're in chariots. And in that case, 15 is better than once. It really is. Thank you, Chris. Morning to George Bond, texting in this morning. Pauline, I think I've read yours, haven't I? Pauline Cornwall there. Good morning to Pauline Coleman, who's sitting there quietly. It's pouring down with rain here. Just a reminder, gang, if you haven't been with us for a while, I've stopped referring to the chat box now, okay, as it's so busy. I'm trying to munch through the intelligent comments rather than stupid comments became more and more difficult, so I completely came away from it. Okay, I will, of course, look at it when we do the raffle tickets and the bingo. Apart from that, I don't look at it at all anymore while we're doing the show. But don't forget, you can contact me directly. That goes the same if you're a silent viewer. No need to go in the chat box and get mixed up with everyone else in there. You can contact me direct, either by texting on the number up there. I thought to myself, oh, it's costing people money. No, it's not, is it? I mean, aren't all texts now within your payment per month to whatever phone company? I mean, mine certainly are. You can send like 1 million texts if I want. I'm not keen on texts, not privately. You know, as in receiving text and sending text to people. I don't really like it. I find it an extremely impersonal way of communication. I really do. I don't like text. But for the show, it's all right. So there's the number up there, 07551 259 675, or email the show on that email address there, and it will come straight to me, and you can bypass everyone else. Where are we going? Last night, we went for a walk last night. Me, my sister, and brother-in-law took the car out to go down to Skegness. I quite like to walk along the coast, sort of along by the sea, once a week. I enjoy doing that very much. Not really a long walk. It's about 2 miles, and I told you this the other week, didn't I? We start off in a place with I have named Lads Car Park, because you get lads and their girlfriends in there, and seriously, they come tearing into this car park. They go down to the end, and then they do a handbrake turn at rapid speed, and wheel burns. What are they called? You know, when they put the foot on the accelerator and quickly take it off the clutch. Can't do it in my car, dear. Not in an automatic. I don't think you can do it in an automatic. Well, I could probably put the foot down because it's an electric petrol mine, and it takes off very quickly. It can do if I want it to, but I very, very rarely do that unless I'm in some sort of trouble at a roundabout or something like that. Doesn't really give me any pleasure to do anything like that. But that's why we call it Lads Car Park. They're all trying to impress themselves, you know, in their 20-year-old little Vauxhall Novas and things. Oh, it's great. It's great. That plus the fact there's a load of them in this car park. You usually got about a minimum of sort of 8 cars in there, and you park your car there. And well, all 8 of them can't be robbers, you know. So it kind of makes you feel happy to leave your car there. Do you know what I mean? Whereas at the other end, there's a car park as well at the other end, but there's no one ever in there, and it's quite dark. And you kind of think, oh, you know, I might get my windows smashed here, and not that there's. Can't really steal radios from cars anymore, can you? They're kind of built into the car, aren't they? Certainly mine is. You know, I mean, how would you'd have to take the entire dashboard out to get my radio out, I think. So we went into Lads Car Park, got there. It wasn't particularly late, maybe 7 o'clock, something like that. And we started to walk. We walked through the car park because we park at the front of it where all the lights are. Through the car park and up, and there's the sea. It wasn't right in today. It wasn't right out. We could see it. But the beautiful part, and we started walking along there. It was a bit cold, but we had coats on. No problem at all. And, you know, sometimes, well, always when it's really cold, you start walking at a reasonable rate and you warm up very, very quickly. So I had my coat on, and we're walking along there. And the moon is about a little bit more than half at the moment. I don't know. Is there a name for that? I don't know. The moon is about half at the moment. And the light was coming right across the sea. It was beautiful. Beautiful. Sadly, with iPhones, I don't know where I've put my iPhone. That must be in the living room. With iPhones, you try and take a picture of the moon across. No, it's not happening. I mean, really crap in dark. In dark light, in no light, really. You know, when you go on the internet and you see some people's beautiful pictures of stars and the moon and dark places, perhaps Christmas lights and things like that, and I think to myself, why doesn't my iPhone do that? You know, you try and get it. Well, it just looks like all you can see is this tiny little white dot, which is actually the moon, which looks nothing like that on the picture. It just looked fantastic. The moon was just lighting up all the sea. The last time I went up there was no moon. It was absolutely pitch black. But you could actually see quite well. And we walked right along there, past the ice creams, and then back outwards, because there's a path going outwards, and along there right to the end to where the path goes down and it finishes and becomes sand. Then you kind of walk across the sand to the other car park at the other end and then back along again. It's not as far as it sounds. It's only about 2 miles, which is about 6,000 steps. So you'd probably, if you wanted to do your normal, you'd have to do it again, really. And that would take you to about 12,000 steps, which would do. I'd quite happily do that little route twice, actually. You know, so that was nice. And then we stopped at a different chip shop today. Possibly Seaview. I think it was called Seaview or something, rather than the Trawler's Catch, because that's down the other end. And I got some chips there, and I have to say, I thought the chips were even better than they are at the Trawler's Catch, and there's nothing wrong with those. And I had a little lot of chips, some baked beans, and a pineapple fritter. Oh, they are nice. Have you had a pineapple fritter before? Delicious. Absolutely delicious. So I had that, and my brother-in-law and sister my brother-in-law and my sister, they had a spam fritter each. They were really thick, not like the ones I got. The ones we got at school were like large, and they weren't particularly thick. I used to love spam fritters at school. See, I don't eat dead animals anymore, so I can't have them. But I'll be honest with you. You know, I looked at the spam fritter and I thought, "Oh, that looks nice." It was really thick. It was like one of those great big, you know, the thick vegan beef burgers you get at Aldi. It was that thickness, this thing. So they had that, and I had a can of Coke rather than a cup of tea for a change. Martin had a drink as well, and we went and sat in the car and had that. It was lovely, lovely, just sitting there, and very lucky, really, you know, to just be able to get in the car and 45 minutes later, there you are, you're at the seaside. Yeah, lovely. We walked along, and as we were walking along, there was like young people, boys and girls, they were all congregating in one of those, like along the seafront. They had these little plasticky, you know, chairs. So you got a bench in there covered in a plastic with some sort of covering in there. There was loads of them in those. Clearly a meeting place for terrible things to happen. I'm waiting to get that smell of that marijuana stuff coming out of one of them, but we didn't smell it in the end. Nice to see that someone had gone and picked all the rubbish up, I must say. There was no rubbish along there. You know why that is? Because the dirty, disgusting holiday makers haven't been there. That's why. Dropping all their crap all over the place. Tins and bags and sandwich things and all that. Awful. Morning to Amelia Phillips. She's off to the gym today. And the vet. And she's going to her boyfriend's for the night. Are you, Amelia? Well, have a nice time, my darling. She's off to the gym. I wish I could go to the gym, Amelia. I find it really boring, you know. I really wish I could go to the gym. I was talking to DJ Chris about that yesterday, actually. You know, I said to him, do you think I could get a washboard stomach again? And Chris said, yes. He says he reckons I could. But I'd have to work hard at it. How hard, I don't know. Oh, gosh. Anyway, that's where we were last night. A lovely night, walking in Skegness. And then on the way home, we have to go past where that house is that I've put an offer in for. So I said, let's drive past that house. So we did. And it's near Horncastle. So we took a left and went down this quiet road. My sister knew where it was straight away. She's very good at knowing places around here. There was a couple of houses that I've looked at or tried to look at around. I couldn't find them. She knew where they were straight away like that. So we took a little drive past it and all the lights were off. It looked lonely. The house looked lonely in that the fact it was empty and no lights were on. It needs someone in there. Here I am. I've grown quite warm to that. I wasn't sure at first. This house I put in the offer, I really wasn't sure at first. But over the week, it's been over a week now since I put this offer in. I haven't heard a thing. And there's also no for sale sign out. There wasn't one when I went to see it. Some people don't want that, do they? Because I think it can advertise the fact that there's no one in there, which could, not that there's nothing in there. Nothing. But I suppose dodgy people could go in there and start taking out pipe work and things like that. And, you know, what else would you take out of an empty house? Pipe work and melt down the metal and stuff like that, wouldn't it, eh? George says, I thought Martin was vegetarian. Well, he was. And we started eating the dead animals again. Very, very disappointing. He started, apparently for medicinal purposes. The chickens, at one point, the chickens were coming over to him. They're running off again now. He goes for a walk in the field. The cows start running away again now. They were coming up to him, all rubbing their faces against his shoulder. Perhaps that's why his shoulder got so bad. Too many cows rubbing their faces on it. Not anymore. They run away now. They know. These animals know. I'm telling you that now. If you're a vegetarian or not. You know, sometimes I go for my walk. I can hardly move through wild animals coming up to me and wanting to be petted and made a fuss of. And with animals, I'm very happy to make a fuss of you. Cats, nice dogs, budgerigars, sparrows, blue tits, thrushes, and incidentally, girls, I hope you haven't got that at the moment, thrush. Anything like that. It's a very good mouthwash if you get that. A very, very good mouthwash. Just ask the doctor. Got a bit of a problem in my throat. He won't ask you how you got it. But let's be honest, we're all adults of this world. We know how you got that thrush, don't we, my loves? But never mind. We are not ones to judge. Not on this channel. We don't do judging. As God is my judge, I am not a judge. And he started eating the animals again, but never mind. That's just the way it is, isn't it? Anyway, I ordered one of those teapots. Yes, the enamel teapots. Thanks so much to Eric Wiltshire, who's over in Slovakia, for sending me a link to one of those enamel teapots that I mentioned. And actually, I ordered it while I was around my nephew's house last night, and the children have selected the colour. There you go. I'm going to order one of these, Harry and Evie. What colour should I have? What colours are there? There's cream. No, I don't like cream. There's red. Evie says, yeah, get the red one. And there's blue. Harry says, get the blue one. Now, I've noticed this with these two. If you ask them a question, whatever that question is, one will give you one answer and the other will give an opposite answer. For example, another good example of that is when they're watching the telly. We're trying to select something on the telly. So you're going for this. I can't stand all these menus on the telly. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, Netflix and all that. It's fantastic. You fire up the screen and on come all these different programs that you can choose for. And that's the problem. Too much to choose from. I'd rather much have 4 or 5 channels where the program has been chosen, if you see what I mean, and you've only got 5 to select from. Don't like them? Get the Monopoly board out. So you can flick through these things while the children are there. What do you reckon on that one? Evie, yeah, I like that one. Harry, no, I don't like that one. What about this one? Harry, oh yeah, let's watch that. I don't want to watch that, says Evie. And it's like that all the time. I said that to my sister the other afternoon while I was in her living room. The 2 children were sitting there with me. We're flicking through this thing. And I said to my sister, how do you get them to choose a show? They just take the opposite opinion of each other. And she said, you can't. You have to choose the show and force them to watch it with you. And that is the case. How funny is that? So, of course, it was the same with the teapots. Neither of them liked the cream one. Rejected. Then Evie said I should get the red one, and Harry said I should get the blue one. So I had to make the decision. I had to make the decision. Chris Reardon had the casting vote. And I cast my vote, and I selected blue. At which point Evie started crying and ran out of the room. Oh, dear, it's so difficult. So I've ordered one of those blue enamel teapots, which should be with us in the next couple. Oh, actually, let's have a look. Let's see if Amazon have emailed me. Yes, they have. No, they haven't. One moment, please. Amazon. My order. One moment, please. Is that it there? Oh, is that it? It has been dispatched. No, that's the cable I bought. I got a bit of a... I seem to have a real problem with sound bars. Oh, is that it? No, that's the cable I ordered. Where is it? I can't find it now. I'm sure it will arrive soon anyway. I will show it to you as soon as it arrives. I've been wanting one of these old enamel type teapots for ages. It's not an old one, actually. It's a brand new one. Only £17. That's good, isn't it? £17 for an enamel teapot. I think that's brilliant. I've got glass ones. I've got a glass one at my house. I've already smashed one of those. It's so easy to break. And I've got a stainless steel one here. But I like old-fashioned, don't you? I quite like an old-fashioned teapot. So that's coming. The other good news, very good news, boys and girls, the most important news of the week is the fact that my loose leaf tea has arrived. PG Tips, great big bag of loose leaf tea, only £10. They last ages. So at last I'm able to discard my... Well, I won't discard them. I can put my tea bags back on the shelf for emergencies only and back to tea leaves so I can have a proper cup of tea. Thank you very much. It was awful. I had to use tea bags for 2 days. It was like not being a star. It was like just being like an ordinary person. It was horrible. I hated it. Hated it. I mean, what next? Next thing you'll know, I'll have to start getting on buses and sitting in economy seats in planes. Awful. Awful. I'll have people like Jason Hughes asking me if I want to go out to Greg's. No, thank you. I go for afternoon teas at Claridge's. They're sitting in Greg's with a blooming paper cup. What the hell's all that about? There's some very odd people in this world. There really is. Good morning to Maureen. Maureen has got the the karaoke information there. They're not having the regular karaoke. Yes, I believe it's every week, Maureen. I believe it's every week, the karaoke there. I'll repeat what I said yesterday, Maureen. I think they're going to do it every week, as far as I know. With the first one... Hang on, let me see if I can find it for you, darling. Karaoke at Central Station is set to return, and it's my friend Dusty O doing it. Sorry, not Dusty O. Dusty Springs, who is a drag queen. Now, his name's Gareth. I don't know if he's doing it as him or as the drag queen, okay? I'm not sure of his exact ideas on how he's going to be doing this, but it's going to be November the 6th, which is likely to be a Friday, because I know the governor wanted a Friday. November the 6th is a Friday. He's going to do it on November the 6th, okay? And I think... Let me see if I've got any info here. No, I believe it's going to be 7:30 till 9:30, 9:45 sort of time at Central Station, okay? It will be in the downstairs basement, so make sure you're happy about being downstairs in the basement. They do have the air conditioning down there, okay? But remember, you've got to be happy with this before you go in. But it's I think, and it's £20 per table, and you can have a maximum of 4 people at a table, okay? So what you need to do is find 3 other friends and get them to... You could sit down there on your own, going to cost you 20 quid. Or you can sit down there with 3 other people, which means you're paying £5 each. All right? They did ask me to do it some weeks ago. I declined because I'm just very funny, have been from the very start of this pandemic, about going out and meeting people and being in enclosed spaces and that sort of thing. I'll only go in a shop unless I absolutely have to. I don't go browsing in shops anymore. I know some of you think it's silly to be like that, but that's how I am. So that's why I declined it. And I said on the show yesterday, I'm very disappointed not to be within myself happy to go and do it. I really would like to have done it, okay? I really would. But I do feel I would be risking my life a little bit by taking on a job like that. So that's why I declined. And they did ask 2 other people, Wayne and someone, I think it was DJ Chris as well, actually. They asked them, Wayne couldn't do it. He can't do a Friday. Chris is the same as me with the virus thing, so he didn't want to do it either. So they then asked someone called Dusty Springs to do it. She's a lovely person. Very warm person. Very warm. Very warm. So she's going to be doing it. £5 per person if you've got 4 on a table. You could book a table yourself, I suppose, but it's going to cost you 20 quid. All right, and that'll be downstairs. All right, so I hope you've got that right there. I'm sure it's every Friday. I don't think it's just a one-off. I'm sure it's going to be every Friday there. Okay. I must say there was a lovely story on BBC Breakfast Time this morning. And it was about this family who, ever since the pandemic, have been stuck in their flat. There's, I think it was a single father on his own and 2 children. And he lived so high up in this flat where the lifts often don't work. And he was saying they spend 23 hours a day in this flat, you know, not really able to go out anywhere other than a walk once a day. 23 hours in this flat. And, I mean, I can't think of anything. It just must be awful, that, really, when you think about it. Really awful. Stuck stuck with someone like that all the time. And when you can love someone so much, but still being stuck with them and not able to get away. Oof. I mean, I manage sometimes a maximum of half hour with someone. After that, I've had enough. Do you know what I mean? As you well know. If you ever get a visit from me, it'll never be longer than 2 hours. And then I'm out, mate. Oh, that's enough now. But this family, and he said, when we go out, you know, we get in the lift and we spray all the buttons. He goes out, very sensible, very sensible. Sprays all the buttons in this lift with this stuff. And anyway, I think they must have spoken to a newspaper or something like that. And this bloke in Devon, older bloke, saw their story and let them have his house for a few days or maybe a week or something, like a little holiday to get away from it. Of course, the place in Devon, he's in the country, and this family left their flat. I can't remember where it was now, some sort of city centre somewhere. Jumped in a car, I think it was, and went down to Devon. And he gave them their house for a week to give them a little holiday. Isn't that a lovely thing to do? I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do it. I trust very few people. Yeah, if you don't trust many people, it means you've been had over a few times in the past. And I'm afraid that's me. You know, in the past, people have had me over. You know, said something and it's not happened, or, you know, when I used to work in pubs and that, the amount of, you know, it wasn't a lot of, but now and again, have you got a fiver or have you got a tenner, you'd lend it, never come back again. Not just that, other things, you know, when you're let down left, right and centre, and eventually you just find it very difficult to trust people. There are a few people I trust with my life, you know, family, you know, one or two people. I could, this is my friend Richard, very good Jewish chap he is. If I rang him, you know, he would come. There are a couple of people like that in my life, but I find it very difficult to trust anyone these days, really. Anyway, there we are. Text message. Good morning to John Parish. Thanks for your message for Sherry. She's over the moon. She's going to put it in her next blog for her Philippine friends to watch in there. Excellent there. Excellent. George says his dad has Netflix. Excellent. Loads of people got Netflix. They've lost a load of subscribers, apparently. They showed a film. I didn't look into the story too much. They showed some film which upset a lot of people. So they all unsubscribed. You know what people are like, you know. They can like you and like you and like you. And then you do one little thing that they don't like and they're gone. Funny, isn't it, really? This week's Super Chat prize. We have a Super Chat raffle every Thursday, boys and girls. Okay? Whenever someone sends a £1 tip, I'll give you a free raffle ticket, and the prize this week is the best prize we've ever given away on a Super Chat raffle, is an Echo Dot. There it is. An Echo Dot. That's the prize for our Super Chat raffle this week. Sealed. Okay? No one has ever opened this little box except the little Chinese lady that put it in there. All right? Okay? That is our Super Chatter prize this week. The draw will take place on Thursday. If you've already got your Super Chatter free raffle ticket, okay, if you've already got one, if you find you can't be here Thursday morning, that doesn't matter. We pull the ticket and that's it, okay? Then at your convenience, you can just check back on the recording and see whether or not you've won to claim your prize. Okay, Christmas. Ding dong merrily on high. In heaven the bells are ringing. Ding dong merrily the sky. Good news, gang, for Christmas music lovers. Christmas radio is on air. Yes! I spotted it last night, actually, while I was scrolling, because I was in Skegness looking for a local radio station. We couldn't find one. I would have thought they had a little community radio station in Skegness, but apparently not. There's two near here. We have one in Boston called Endeavour FM, which I thought about going to them and saying, you know, could I come and do a show, perhaps, you know, during the week or something. But I didn't do it. Or there's also Lincoln City FM, which is in Lincoln. So, and I'm closer to the Boston one, but they're at either side of me. All right. But it's Christmas. It says in the Daily Mirror this morning, Christmas has officially been kicked off has official... Oh, for God's sake. More bad writing. So it actually says here, right, in the paper, Christmas has officially been kicked off. Incorrect. Christmas has officially kicked off, it should say. Thanks to Heart Christmas, a radio station dedicated to festive tunes, which is designed to lift the nation's spirits in a tough year. You raise me up to sing from highest mountains. You raise me up. Oh, that awful Westlife song, isn't it? I like My Love, you know. So I say a little prayer where the skies are blue. Da 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 da. My love. Boom! And it's the drum beat that does it for me. There's just a single drum beat. It goes, my love. Boom! Da 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 da. Little Louis Walsh is in charge of them. He always used to look after the young boys. Funny that. Anyway, the story goes on. Get ready to hear the dulcet tones of Mariah Carey and more. It's not quite the most wonderful time of the year yet, but we are slowly edging. Do you like doing that, boys? Edging. Who knows what edging is? Anyone know what edging is? We are slowly edging towards December. And if you're in the mood for some festive fun already one radio station has made the executive decision to launch early during these tough times. Heart Christmas, a radio station playing non-stop Christmas tunes, has officially launched. So if you're in the mood for some festive banging, some festive bangers, and fancy listening to some incredible seasonal tunes already, this is the radio station for you. So there you go, gang. Good news there. If you like Christmas music, Heart Christmas has now been launched, okay? Look forward to that. We got a super chat coming there from Mrs. I'm very apologise to you, my darling. I apologise to Mrs. Diane Jebb. That wasn't very loud, was it, Diane? Let's turn it up and give you the super chat jingle again. There we are. Diane Jebb has sent a £5 tip this morning. Thank you, Diane. Please accept. Lord, accept these raffle tickets we offer at the Eucharistic feast. Tickets are here right now for you to win the Echo Dot. Thank you very much for my tip. And here are 5 free raffle tickets. There you go, Diane. Set to the tune of Lord, accept these gifts we offer. Okay, Diane. Debbie. There you go, Diane, darling. Diane Jebb is in the house. There you go. Let's give you some free raffle tickets. Diane, lovey. All right. Don't forget, gang, you can contact me directly on the texting number 07551 259 675, or you can send me an email, Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. That gets swat to me, and I will see it, and I'll choose whether or not it's interesting for everyone else to read out. Okay, my loves, in here they go. Diane, are you watching carefully? And ding, 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 ding. It's like a little rainfall, wasn't it? Like rainfall. Tip, 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 little April showers, da 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 da. Except it's not April. There's no let up until at least Easter of all this business, I tell you. Who's got £20 notes? John Parris has got loads stuffed under his bed. I've got a couple of photographs coming from him, which I'll show you after this story. Thank you very much for the likes this morning. Fran is in charge of likes once again on this channel, gang. Fran Green is in charge of likes on this channel. Who's got £20 notes stuffed under their mattress? John Parrish has. John Parrish has. Pleading poverty all the time. Please do me a favour. If you were poor, I don't know. I really don't know. If you were poor, I can't believe you'd have one of those, plush caravans what you live in. Morning to Mick Davenport. Santa doesn't exist, does Mick? No, well, you won't be getting anything then, will you, sunshine? Did you hear that, Mandy? No need to go out and tell Santa that he wants anything this year, because he doesn't believe. I believe in Father Christmas. And besides, it's not Santa, it's Father Christmas. Sorry, have we become an American state suddenly? Have we? No. Father Christmas. Ow, that's... Here comes a lefty, Snowflake. Ow, that's really sexist. Why haven't we got Mother Christmas? Because it was a man, dickhead. But that's really sexist. Well, unlucky. It was a man. Father Christmas is a man. There was no Mother Christmas. Open every single book that you've got. Does it say Mother Christmas in any of them? Only in a couple of the modern ones written by snowflakes. Sorry, girls. In the same breath as Tinkerbell wasn't a man. Is that sexist? Do we hear people shout, sexist, sexist, Tinkerbell should be a man? No, we don't. So stop doing it to Father Christmas. Oh, I'm offended. Well, turn it off then. Bye-bye. You won't be missed. Blooming snowflakes. Anyway, back to the story. £20 notes. Who's got some of them stuffed under the mattress? I can see yours. I'm coming round to get your £20 notes. John Parrish has got loads of them. They're stuffed in the city, under the mattress, down his underpants. Loaded. I've got no money. Oh, please do me a favour. Isn't it funny? You send me these pictures of all these places you've visited over the world, all in first class. I haven't seen you in a like travel lodge or something like that, and yet you say you've got no money, please. Shocking. The Lord will see the error of your lies and strike you down with a bolt of lightning if you're not careful, my love. Have a look on YouTube at old trees that have been struck with lightning. That's how you're going to look. There'll be a big black line going all the way down your arm. And do you know why? Because black lines matter. In the Daily Star this morning, British people are slowly but surely getting used to the new type of banknotes lining wallets and purses and under mattresses. I bet you can't turn over in bed, can you? For that rustling of all the notes that are under that mattress. Rustle, rustle, rustle. He's a nice bloke, Russell. Oh no, I've forgotten my water. I'm going to have a toilet break in a minute. I need to go and have a wee. The polymer £5, £10 and £20 notes have been released by the Bank of England to replace the old paper ones in circulation. In February, the latest release of a £20 was put out to the public, far from ideal timing. Well, something. What's happened here? Oh, there we are. I've got an old. I've got a new £20 in my wallet, and it's been in there for months. I have seen no cash this year. It's all numbers. I've had no cash since March. Seriously, everything is the card all the time. Very lucky to have these blooming properties. Otherwise, I would have been in a mess. A month later, the country was in lockdown and shoppers were encouraged to stop using cash. Oh, the government loves this. They love the fact that we're not using cash. They can watch every single penny that you're spending now. You can't go out, some of you, and get a nice young lady or a nice young man and pay them to come round and visit you. Not anymore. Do you take cards? I doubt that very much. Do any of these people take cards? These escort services, do they take cards? I don't know. They'll have to get themselves a little machine, wouldn't they? Do you pay before or afterwards, by the way? How does that work? That's 100. How much is it? £150? £50? £20? I don't know. Let's just say £50. That's £50, please, for my services. Thanks very much. A month later, the country was in lockdown. Shoppers are encouraged to stop using cash. So there might be a few households that have not got round to spending their old paper £20 notes. For example, John Parrish with them all stuffed under his bed. Luckily, there's no need to rush. It says the Bank of England has said the old £20 notes are still considered legal tender. A line on its website reads, "Don't worry, you can still use the paper £20 note for now. And there won't be a rush to get out and hand your notes over to a shopkeeper anytime soon." The bank said it will give 6 months' notice before the notes are no longer accepted as cash. At this point, that means spenders will have at least until April to make use of the cash. But they haven't said then, they haven't given that warning yet. So that hasn't happened yet. The best way to guarantee a swap is to head to the Bank of England itself, where they look after my money. I mean, I've got my own room there. It's stuffed full of £20 notes. My own room at the bank. There's no money here, dear. Don't even bother breaking into here. You'll end up with a second-hand computer. I nearly forgot. Yes, highly desirable items, my water bottles. Not available today. Not available at the moment. There we are. Now, listen, I've got to go and have one of my pills, and I need to have a wee as well. So I'm just going to take a toilet break here and play a little bit of music for you. I won't be that long. Just give me a moment or two. You don't mind, do you? No, I knew you wouldn't. Thank you so much. There we are. That's quite nice having a little wee break there, wasn't it? And a chance for us all to go to the toilet. Perhaps we could introduce this as a new feature. I think so. The 10 o'clock wee break. A new feature of the show, the 10 o'clock wee break. Are you liking the sound of that? Now, the reason I get a bit desperate to go for a wee is because I have one of these every morning with my breakfast. Literally an entire pot of tea. So you know those big mugs that you have? Like, have you seen... Oh, let me go and get one. So that's what I have every morning with one of these. Hang on, look, let me show you this. So in that pot is about just under 3 of these. And that's why I get so desperate. Because I always think it's very important to be hydrated. There's a great word. It's very important to be hydrated first time in the morning, doesn't it, eh? Very, very important. That's why we get to about 10 o'clock and I start suffering, boys and girls. Not that you want to see me suffer, I understand. You understand that. Pizza Hut, and talking about we seem to talk about we a lot on this programme, don't we? Have you noticed that? Talking about we, this is awful. Pizza Hut. A Pizza Hut customer said he felt sick to his stomach after he claims his friend smelt urine and discovered a pregnancy test under the seat. Oh. So I don't know. I'm not even sure what that is. Is it a little bottle of stuff, is it, that you have to wee in? I don't know how it works, to be honest. Ollie Cooper and his friends. Here you are, Paul in Cornwall. Here's one for you here, Paul. Ollie Cooper and his friends went to Pizza Hut in Cornwall on Saturday and were sat at a booth. It didn't take long before one of Ollie's friends noticed something was off and told him he could smell urine, reports the Cornwall Live. The friend then lifted up his seat and was allegedly found a used pregnancy test underneath the seat cushion. Ollie said he shouted when he saw the test and even went as far as putting a status up on Facebook warning other people to avoid the restaurant. Well, that's a bit snowflakey, isn't it? It's not their fault. Do you expect them to go round and lift all the seats off and look underneath them before the next lot of people come in? I don't think so. I think why didn't you just move? Why didn't you just say something and say, we'd like to move, please? Move to another table. Stop moaning. Blooming cheek. He started to lift up the seat and I looked over there and I saw the test. I told the manager and he said, oh, right, I'll remove that then in a minute. I shouted when I saw it, to be honest. I shouted, oh, it's vile. I felt sick to my stomach. Oh, please, do me a favour. What's your problem? Another snowflake. I even put my status up on Facebook telling people to avoid it. Now, you're just pathetic, you are. So some disgusting person stuck something under a seat. They haven't noticed it yet. And you go to all that trouble to diss the restaurant. I think you're pathetic, Ollie. Absolutely pathetic. The group claims they felt so violated. I mean, you can't make up people's patheticness these days, can you? You know, you really can't. The group claimed they felt so violated that they left their pizza chain immediately and later called the manager to let them know they'd be contacting the council to take the Cornwall Council Trading Standards to take to issue further. Me and my mates left because I thought, I'm not eating there, so I rang them up saying I suggest you clean the place or I ring Trading Standards Thursday on Monday morning and decided to just give me stupid attitude. What a disgusting person to leave something like that underneath a restaurant seat. Why would you want to do? Perhaps she was having a little celebration. She'd found out she was pregnant. Took her boyfriend or whatever. I'll be back in a minute. Come back with a little stick and showed it to him. Probably left it on the table before she stuck it under the seat. If it was a girl, it might have been the bloke. Stuck the thing under the seat. Huh? I don't think I should be reading out, John Parrish. Such things. Gosh. Am I supposed to read that out? I don't know if I should read that out. I don't think I should read that out. I will, though. Many years ago, what does it say? Don't read it out. Just a moment. No. Many years ago, when I was about 30, I arranged to get an escort to visit my house. What, at 30? Christ, was you ugly then as well? Usually in people in their 30s, they're quite good looking and they don't need to receive escort services. God, you've had a hard life, haven't you, John? She wanted payment first and even had the old type card reader for Access Card or Amex in her bag. So embarrassed, I handed her the card but couldn't rise to the occasion. Oh, some things just don't change, do they, John, really? Not being able to rise to the occasion, my dear. NASA have found water on the moon. Now, this is excellent news for those of you that like fishing. Soon, in years to come, you will be able to go fish. I assume that's why they're so excited about this. Can't think of any other reason. Oh, maybe we're running out of water on this planet. Perhaps Elon Musk, because he's quite clever, isn't he? He's a clever clogs. Loads of money, dear. Satellites all over the place watching you at this very moment. You're probably watching this programme because of one of Elon Musk's satellites. Thank you, Elon. Is it okay to call you Elon, or do I need to call you Mr. Musk? NASA has confirmed for the first time that there is water on the sunlit surface of the moon. Bring me sunshine, bring me smiles, bring me happiness all the time. Da, 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 da. The revelation means it's possible water is easily accessible and not just in the deep, permanent shadows, creators of the South Pole as it was previously thought. A separate piece of research found these so-called cold traps, which are always in shadow, may contain up to 15,000 square miles of water. There you go. They found water on the moon, but no life yet. The discovery... How can they have only just found this? They kept sending people up there. Oh, they didn't send people to the moon. It's all made up. Oh, the conspiracy people, please take them away from me. They're doing my head in. Oh, the virus doesn't exist. It's all made up to control us. Stop, please. Please stop it. Please stop. People didn't ride on the... Why do people think that? People didn't land on the moon. It was all made up to make us watch the television. Oh, Lord. The discovery means that future missions to the moon could be prolonged by making use of these water molecules. There's a good word. Try and use that in a sentence today. Water molecules, which are scattered across the moon. Astronauts could use the natural resources which may have arrived via comets or solar winds. That's the wind, you see. And turned into oxygen or drinking water to sustain a future colony. I bet Thames Water are upset by that one. Won't be able to take your nasty water and send it up there and charge people vast sums of money just for turning their taps on. I'm frightened to turn my tap on at home. It's all right here in the caravan. We're not on a meter here. I'm on a meter at home. When I go home, I don't drink for days. Days, dear. When I come up to the caravan, you may have noticed, when I do that first show up here, when I've just got up here, that day, I look like a prune. There's no water left in me. I've had to use it, or my body has had to use up all my internal water because Thames, what am I on? South East Water are charging so much for the water I can't even turn the tap on. It's either me or the plants. Scientists also say the water could be used to make rocket fuel. What, from water? Oh, why didn't you? Why am I paying to put petrol in my car then? Incidentally, I filled up last night at the Tesco's in Skegness. £1.09 a litre. Thank you very much. And we went past the Esso up there in Skegness. £1.17 a litre. Now, you see, unfortunately, this is where the petrol companies got you. Because young people don't get gallons. Right? And they see litres... And they would say to you, oh, come on, Chris, it's only an extra 8p a litre. But I look at it and I think, no, it's not. It's an extra 32p a gallon. So you fill up that car, that's an extra £2.50. I could have 3 bags of crisps for that. £2.50. You could have 2.5 full-sized cakes on special offer from the supermarket for that. Or almost one piece of cake from Starbucks. Where is it? £2.50, please. Where is it? I can't see it. So small. Previously, researchers speculated. There's another great word, speculated. Water was only present in cold traps and were unable to prove it was water and not a similar molecule called hydroxyl, which is found in drain cleaner. Some of you want to drink some of that on this channel with your bad breaths. Go and have a bottle of drain cleaner. That'll clear you out quickly. So they found water on the moon. Well, you know. I don't understand why we didn't find that before. All those people that went up there and all those satellites and little robots going around digging everything up. They can't be very happy, can they? The people that live on the moon or the beings that live on the moon. We send up these little robots and they start digging everything up. That's what happened to... Remember Mars? We sent a probe, didn't we, to Mars? A little robot. A little truck thing it was on big wheels. Came down... Ooh, pow, and started going around digging up their soil. How would you like it? If I went out in the field in front of me here with a spade, the farmer wouldn't be very pleased, would he? Why are we sending out little things, little robots, digging up people's gardens on other planets? It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. I'm surprised they haven't come here and destroyed us, like in that well-known documentary, War of the Worlds. Luckily, we got bacteria and viruses on this planet, which destroyed them. Great big... It's a little bit like big people, in it, you know. These big old hard lads come walking along to know, yeah, mate, nothing can get me. And then a little virus comes. You've seen them, haven't you, ladies? Haven't you seen these blokes? Great big strapping blokes who come along, yeah. And, you know, the worst sort. Alpha males. Don't you look at them and you think, what a bunch of arseholes. Don't you? They come along, don't they? Yeah, I can do it. Oh, I'm great, I am. I'm great, I am. And then they get a cold. Oh, I'm really ill. Aren't they pathetic? And go around beating people up, but they can't deal with a dirty little virus, can they, or a bacteria? No, they're crying their eyes out, laying on a settee. Oh, I'm not well. Oh, please, do me a favour. Do keep an eye out for bacteria, boys and girls. Who's got dirty kitchen appliances? I hope you're keeping yours clean. I just bleached mine earlier. A little spray, that's all it takes. Kill those nasty germs and viruses. I always spray my, you know, the draining board. I always spray that. Because I think to myself, you know, when you wash something up, certainly here in a caravan, you don't have much space. Okay? So you literally have a meal and you wash up straight away. That little sink would fill up very, very quickly. So I'll have a meal, wash up straight away. And then you put the stuff on the drain. I don't have a rack or anything here. Just I must get one, actually. I haven't got a rack here. But just a flat metallic, what do you call it? Stainless steel thing. And I just put stuff on there and it just drains out. My brother-in-law put that in, actually. The old one was all cracked. Another thing he's done in his caravan for me. Head of maintenance at the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex, Martin Butler. Head of maintenance when Martin Butler is not here, Gary Butler. Chris Reardon, DIY, useless. Mind you, my pumpkin making wasn't that good either. You'll see the video later on when I shove it up there. I've put some of it together, but there's another bit I want to go out and get the Halloween garden to film for. You know, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, you should have been here at the beginning of the show because I told you all that earlier. I'm not going through it again, dear. So I always spray the top of that because I think, well, if you don't spray it with a bit of bleach and just wipe it over, I never rinse it. I never rinse it because I think then you just stopping the job of what the bleach is doing. So I spray it, give it a wipe over, let it dry, and then when I put stuff on there, I know that there's not going to be bacteria or streptococcus or something like that crawling all over my cutlery. But what do you think is your dirtiest gadget? Any idea? In the Metro this morning, that's a London paper, it says, as it's a place we prepare and eat food, we don't like to think that our kitchens are dirty. But a new study has revealed the dirtiest appliance in the kitchen is the one that gets a lot of use. Now, what do you think it is? The culprit is the microwave. Next time you go round someone's house, have a look at the microwave. If it's a student accommodation, God help you. Make sure you have one of these masks on if you ever go in a student accommodation of any sort, shape or form. You never ever enter without one of those on and a pair of rubber gloves. They are filthy, disgusting places. Do not go in the kitchen if you can absolutely help it. But if you do, you will see a disgusting, filthy microwave. People don't clean them. I don't know why that is. Little bits of dried on food. In particular on the ceiling of the microwave. So you've got to kind of put your head in and look underneath. On the ceiling of the microwave inside, you'll see splattered food where someone hasn't covered a dish or something like that. They really are filthy, some people's microwaves, I tell you. How's yours? When's the last time you cleaned your microwave? Is it one of those dirty ones, is it? Someone will send me a picture of it, you know. The research was carried out by cookware store Oliver's Kitchen, found 8 out of 10 people. So if you're in the chat box, just have a look, count down 8 from the top, and they are dirty people. The next, all those 8 people at the top are dirty. Then miss 2, they're the clean people. And then count another 8, they're dirty. 2 clean, 8 dirty. 8 out of 10 people admitted to never cleaning their microwaves. Do you think I need to... Oh, my microphone holder. Well, use that as an effect on Halloween. And it says it's particularly gross considering how often food spills over or soup spits as it heats up. Well, I don't do soup in the microwave. That goes on the stove. It says it's also incredibly easy to clean a microwave. Simply cut a lemon in half and squeeze both pieces into some water in a microwave bowl. Then add pieces to the bowl. Afterwards, microwave for 3 minutes on high power. Leave it to stand for 5 minutes. When you open the door, wipe the whole microphone clean. Microwave clean. Well, I didn't know that. That's not all. According to the study, 69% of people also said they didn't clean their oven regularly either. Uncovering more dirty habits, the research found that 48% of people admitted to not cleaning their fridge. Again, don't ever open the fridge of student accommodation. Filthy, dirty, disgusting individuals. All of them. Every single one. Anyone ever lived in student accommodation? Please tell me if I'm lying. Nope, I didn't think so. 21% of people confessed to not washing their hands before preparing food. 62% said they did not wash or change their kitchen dishcloth regularly, which can become a hotspot for all sorts of nasty bacteria. I don't like bacteria. So yeah, please clean your microwaves immediately. There you go. There's a little job for you later on. Clean your disgusting, filthy microwaves. Shock horror, really. Very, very shocking. Now, I think this is one of Gary Ross's, was it Gary sent stuff in today? Let me just have a double check there. Gary Ross, thanks very much to Gary, who sent in, we've got some more disgusting stories today. We quite like disgusting stories on this channel, don't we? Have you noticed that? Pee bottles in girls' bedroom, shocker. Scots have been left astounded after one girl shared a shocking clip of her sister's messy bedroom. The video, shared on TikTok, went viral in a matter of hours as followers watched on in horror at the mess. Colleen showed clips of bottles filled with a mysterious liquid. In a follow-up video, the lady claims they belonged to her sister's boyfriend, these bottles of mysterious liquid. Many people were still unhappy with the explanation, especially after Colleen showed how near the bathroom was. In the first video, which has been seen millions of times, she explained that her sister moved into her bedroom after she went to university, meaning the lady, Colleen, had to move into her basement room. The room was filled with clutter and rubbish and the bed is unmade. But the truly horrifying aspect is the amount of bottles Colleen claims are filled with urine. I mean, you couldn't make it up, could you? The caption of the video says, "Why are there so many pee bottles?" And I'm looking at the colour of the bottles now, and they are orange. I don't think it's orange juice. I mean, I can almost understand you keeping one there, but surely when you've used it, you would dispose of it the next morning. You wouldn't have a collection of them, would you? Oh. She cleaned it up. Colleen can be seen clearing up rubbish and sprinkling odour eliminator on the floor before hoovering. How disgusting. Why would you keep wee bottles in the bedroom? How awful. Let's do this morning's raffle tickets, boys and girls. If you'd like a raffle ticket, we've got another fridge magnet to give away on Monday's show. Okay, on Monday's show. If you'd like a raffle ticket for that, please speak now. Let's have a look at the text, see if we got a... Good morning to Jeff. Morning, Jeff. Morning to Jeff. Are you coming to the caravan soon, or are you kind of done for the winter now? Most people, honestly, it's got very quiet on the caravan site now. Most people stop coming sort of halfway through October, and there's just a few of us hardened individuals left. Thank you, Jeff. Where are we? 968 for you, Jeff. Make sure you write down the numbers, okay? For when we do the raffle next Monday. 968 for Jeff. 969 for our Maureen. Jason Hughes, 970. Michael Pullman, 971. Fran Green, 972. Diane Jebb, 973. Mick Davenport, 974. John Parrish, 975. Peter Wright, 976. Tony King, 977. Ross Herndine, 978. Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Please speak now, my loves. Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Please speak now. If I've missed you out as well, then just let me know. We'll do today's... excuse me. We'll do today's birthdays now. Happy birthday on this Tuesday, the 27th of October 2022. My dear friend Chris Cross. DJ Chris is in the house. Happy birthday to you, Chris. 58 today. Sherry DMP, Sherry Del Mar Parish. Morning, Sherry. Happy birthday to you, my loves. We sang you both your special birthday little song at the beginning of the show there. John, do you know, I've got very cold in here suddenly. John Regan Miles today is 55. Happy birthday, John. Ashley Jones, 29 years old today. David Blundell. Hello, David. 34 today. Jamie Jackson today, 36 years old. Kat El Kerchagia. Happy birthday to you. And Abdullah Al it's his birthday as well. So on this Tuesday, the 27th of October 2020, happy birthday to each and every one of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you and you and you. Happy birthday. Couple of more tickets to give out, gang. We've got Andy V. Thank you, Andy. 979 for young Andy V. And was there another one? I thought I saw another one there. Scrolling. Yes, Gary Ross. Gary, 2 tickets. Ross is on 980. All right. Okie doke. Do you know, it has got cold. It's got really cold sitting here today. So I'm going to rush through my bingo because I want to put something warm on and go for my nice walk in the plantation today. That's something I go in the plantation today. All right. Jeff might be coming down to the caravan later in the week, are you? Yep, good. Excellent. Yeah, it's a little bit cold down here at the moment, Jeff. It's the first time I've been cold in here for ages, to be honest, because I thought it would warm up while I'm doing the show, but it hasn't. That'd be the sun's not out, that's why. You've only got to have the sun shining down on the caravan for a little while, and it gets warm very quickly. All right, let's play our weekly daily game of bingo then, gang. Let's bring up the bingo board. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Burping on the... Oh, how rude was that, dear? It's almost as bad as George picking his nose, isn't it, really? How rude of me. It just came out. Nothing I could do. How do you stop burps coming out? I must speak to my friend, Naga Monchetti, on BBC Breakfast, so see if she can advise me on that. How not to burp on air. How funny would that be? Yes, quiz night tonight. 8 o'clock is our quiz live here from Lincolnshire, so do join us for that. Or you can go down to Central Station and play in there if you want. They'll be open and showing the quiz on their television screens in there with offers on food and drink, and also a £20 bar tab for the winner of the quiz tonight. That's at Central Station at 8 o'clock tonight. All right, some of you leave us at this point, so thank you very much for joining us for the show tonight. If you're not with us for the quiz tonight at 8, I'll see you again tomorrow morning at 8:45. Meanwhile, let's play our daily game of bingo. We're playing our game today, Tuesday, the 27th of October 2020. We only play for a full house. When I see someone's won, I will stop the game, okay? And then I will give you 1.5 minutes to claim your prize. If you don't claim within a minute and a half and I don't get the message for whatever reason at all, once we've moved on to the next number, you've missed it. Okay? Here we go then. Eyes down. Eyes down. Thank you, Fran. Eyes down. Here comes your first number. 4 and 8, 48. Boris's Den, number 10. All on its own, number 9. 5 and 6, 56. 5 and 4, 54. 3 and 2, 32. 6 and 3, 63. 4 and 5, 45. 4-0, blind 40. All the 5s, 55. 3 and 8, 38. 1 and 5, 15. 2 and 6, 26. All on its own, number 7. 7 and 4, 74. 1 and 6, sweet 16. All the 4s, 44. All the 1s, legs 11. Five and 2, 52. 7 and 3, 73. 6 and 1, 61. 3 and 4, 34. Order 3's 33. 3 and 6, 36. Or 2 little ducks, 22. Quack, quack, Denise. 1 untalented Gemma Collins, number 8. 6 and 5, 65. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo, woo. 2 and 1, 21. 2 untalented Gemma Collins is 88. 8 and 1, 81. 2 and 5, 25. 8 and 2, 82. 3-0, blind 30. 7 and 9, 79. 7 and 1, 71. 5 and 7, 57. Oh, I'm so cold now. All the 6 is 66. Clickety click. I'm really cold. Oh, I hope that's not illness. Last time I got like that, I was working. It was about several years ago now, and I suddenly became very cold, and that's when I got the flu big time. Well, that was a horrible experience, that was. 2 and 7, 27. If my legs start aching now within the next few minutes, I'll know that's what's happened. 2-0, blind 20. 3 and 1, 31. 1 and 2, 12. 4 and 3, 43. 6 and 2, 62. All on its own. 1 click, number 6. 6 and 4, 64. 4 and 6, 46. 7 and 5, 75. 2 and 8, 28. 8 and 3, 83. 2 and 3, 23. 1 and 9, and a 19, and a 19, and a 19. 6 and 8, 68. 1 and 8, 18. 4 and 7, 47. 1 and 3, unlucky for some, 13. All the 7, 77. 7 and 2, 72. 3 and 9, 39. 5 and 1, 51. I'm huddling myself here. 51. Maybe if I close that door. No, it's too late now. I'm nearly finished. 7 and 6, 76. Trombones. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. All on its own, number 3. 2 and 9, 29. 5 and 3, 53. 7 and 8, 78. 1 and 4, 14. 3 and 7, 37. Top of the shop, blind 90. 2 and 4, 24. All on its own, Kelly's Eye, number 1. 6 and 7, 67. 8 and 4, 84. 8 and 5, 85. 3 and 5, 35. 5-0, blind 50. 5 and 8, 58. Blimey. Okay, gang. 5 and 8, 58. That's fair enough. Let's bring up the clock. There you go. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim. I ain't got many numbers left to do. Oh, my word. I'm really cold. Who's going to get ticket number 981 this morning? We will see. Oh, thank you, Shania. Cold. Cold, mummy. Come on, hurry up. I want to put a jumper on. Right, no, what are you noises there? There we go. Gary Butler, nephew. Is that again? He's got the raffle ticket again. Hang on a minute. Let's stop the clock. Okay, well, fair's fair. You won. Here's those winning numbers today. 8, 9, 10, 21, 22, 35, 36, 44, 45, 50. Last number 58, 61, 71, 72 and 90. Well done, nephew Gary Butler. And you get ticket number 981. Ticket number 981 for Gary Butler. Gosh. Oh, that's so cold. My little fingers are so cold. Ticket number 981 for you, Gary. All right, I must go and put a jumper on. I'm so cold now. Thank you very much for joining us on the show this morning, gang. I shall see you again tonight at 8 o'clock for our big quiz, all right? 8 o'clock is quiz night tonight, gang, or if not, tomorrow morning at 8:45. Just a reminder, gang, if you've got anything to send in for the show, usual email address, whether it's photographs or news stories, anything like that, send them through on that email address, please. Okay, Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Have a nice day. I'm going for a walk now in the plantation. Bye bye.